It's the NFL on EA Sports.
And we've got the Bengals, reigning league MVP.
He's a top dog in the league this season, ranking first in passing yards. It's the Bengals and the Ravens.
All that and more coming up next.
It's the National Football League presented by EA Sports. With Charles Davis, as always, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Charles, you talk about storylines in this one. I think it begins and ends with our two quarterbacks, certainly two of the best in the business.
And nowadays, I don't think you can get by for long periods of time without a top-flight quarterback. The way the game is played, with all the responsibility he has and how the game flows through him, if he's not on the top of his game, your team's not going to benefit at all.
The final playoff push is upon us. It's Week 12 of the NFL season, and we're underway on EA Sports. And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. Here come the Bengals now to take over. And they are led out there by their mobile quarterback.
And he's had such a sensational season to this point, leading the NFL in passing yards. He's been helped out a lot by an outstanding set of receivers, and he's quick to give them credit. But I think even they would tell you that he's the guy that makes this offense go.
Throwing to start the drive. Gibbons. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. A good start. One play, 10 yards. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Back to throw. Gibbons. He finds his man. Complete. It's Young. The numbers for him from a week ago. 6 catches, 90 yards.
And I get the feeling that he loves this matchup. I mean, the unit he's going against is in the bottom half of the league against the pass. He had to have circled this one on the schedule and said to himself, this should be a big game.
2nd and 5. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. First catch so far for the man who led the NFL coming into the weekend. He's got a 1st down. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. He finds his man. Complete. It's Pearson. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on 1st down. The Bengals at 8-2 on the year. They come in off a loss last time out, but still in the midst of a great season. Winners of 8 of their last 10.
And it always hurts when you lose a tight game, as they did a week ago. I think each player starts thinking to himself, if I could have played better one play here, one play there, maybe it could have changed this team's fortunes. But it absolutely illustrates how important it is to play a complete game if you want to win in the NFL.
In motion right is Jones. He's going to handle it on the touch pass. And he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36. A gain of 4 that time as the drive continues. They'll bring a receiver in motion right. They'll look to throw again. Throw left side complete. That's Young. He's going to go out of bounds, but he takes this one down just shy of the 20. That's good for a 1st down, his 2nd catch of the opening drive.
Now, how about this throw right here? Had to throw it to the left sideline, and you know the timing's got to be correct on this one. Ball's got to be right where it needs to be, and it was. That's because he had great arm strength on that one, able to drive the football. Quarterbacks love it when they can show off their arms.
In motion goes the tight end. Again, he'll drop to throw. And this one almost intercepted. Not a good throw there. Nearly an opening drive INT. Now a 2nd and 10. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And seeing nowhere to throw, he chucks this one away from harm. Incomplete. Now it's 3rd down. This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. And they'll send the slot in motion left. Back to throw again. And incomplete. He had nowhere to throw. so he just tossed it away. But that brings up fourth.
Smart move to throw that one away. You're in field goal range, so you definitely don't want to be loose with the ball. And that's great work by this defense to force a fourth down.
And the 14-year trusty veteran able to knock it through. And the Bengals are on the board first here. It's 3-0.
I think we can safely say they came out to be aggressive on the opening series, Charles. They didn't run the ball once. All that passing, it does get them the 3-0 lead.
I think what we saw there, partner, was a true definition of football balance, which means doing what you want to when you want to on offense. And in this case, it was throwing the football. They may mix in running the football a little bit more as this game goes on. But this opening drive, while it stalled out, it still gave them 3 points.
Now it's Griffin. He finds his man complete. It's Manning. And he is going to lose yardage here. Not what they had in mind there. That's going to go as a loss of 4.
If you're a selfish player and you're throwing the ball, you're cool with the completion. Maybe not so cool with the yardage loss, though, huh?
Yeah, you went backwards on the yardage. Hey, it kind of works like a sack for the defense there.
Yeah, it's a really big play for them, right? Able to figure it out, sniff it out, and finish it off.
And he's upended after a gain of 4 up to the 25-yard line.
Here's 3rd and 10.
Griffin.
That is caught. He's got a first and maybe more.
And he'll take this all the way down to the 15-yard line. It's a big play there for Baltimore. 59 yards.
It's early, but announcer cliche alert here. Big players make big plays. Should I say in big games too? What the heck. And this defense, they're going to have to find some way to slow him down as this game goes on, because when this combination is going good, they can tear your secondary apart.
Out of the gun, Griffin. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down.
Here's 2nd and 10.
Now it's Griffin. And he's got his man in stride, complete. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1.
So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down.
Throwing again, Griffin. That's incomplete, but there is a flag down, so hang on. A big call coming on 3rd down. So following the holding call, what can they do here on 3rd and long? Here's Griffin. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he is into the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown. A great play there. His 3rd touchdown now on the year.
And the Ravens have answered that early field goal to take a first-quarter lead. Well executed there offensively. Defense looked a little confused, but he found his receiver, and that one good for 6 points.
And the payoff we just saw there tells us how many times they ran this play in practice over the past few weeks, because they executed that flawlessly right here on game day when the situation arose.
Extra point right down the middle, and that makes it a 7-3 lead. Here's the kick unit now for the Ravens as they'll send this one away.
And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line.
Throwing to start the drive. Givens. He's going to float this one deep right side. Got a man. It's caught inside the 10. And all of a sudden, they're knocking on the door inside Baltimore's 10. A big play there for Cincinnati. 67 yards.
And this is how you answer a touchdown the other end. You come out throwing to start your own drive. And not just throwing, but pushing it down the field. And they come up with a big play as they try to answer back with a score of their own.
Well, that didn't take long. One play, and we're already looking at a first-and-goal situation. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw.
Toward the pylon, but it's incomplete.
I like his awareness in the pocket there. Nowhere to go with the football, so instead of forcing it to the sideline, he's just going to put this one into the harbor and live to fight another down without getting wet.
It'll be a gain of 4, and that's going to bring up an interesting 3rd and goal. They'll try to run this one in. He's not going to get there. That won't even be close. It was blown up in the backfield. 4th down now after a loss of 2.
That's a tough one right there. He ran right into the teeth of the blitz as the linebacker was freed up in order to stuff that one for a loss. I think quarterbacks got to see that. Got to find a way to audible into something a little more advantageous.
Now the Bengals will settle for 3 as the field goal unit comes on here. This is less than an extra point, just a 19-yard attempt. And his kick here is good.
So 3 points on the board, as easy a field goal as you're going to get, but I can see you shaking your head.
I love that peripheral vision of yours, partner, because to me, if it's the 4th quarter and you're up 6, I get it. But now, even if you run and don't get in, you're still setting them up to go a long field, 98, 99-yard drive. How do you look at your defense and not give them that opportunity?
The Ravens offense, led by their wide receiver, headed out for their 2nd possession. And he's been filling up the stat sheet on a weekly basis, so to no one's surprise, his name sits near the top of the list in terms of most receptions by a wideout this season.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And that last drive, so effective in the passing game, resulting in the touchdown. Maybe not many people were focused on the trenches. There was good protection there.
Excellent protection. So now, defensively, you've almost got to get down into those starters blocks like you're a sprinter. Get lower than those guys on offense and find a way to roar through them or around them to get into the face of the passer.
Easier said than done, though.
Way easier said than done. But they've got to try something because right now, they're just cutting them to shreds.
First catch for him on the afternoon, and it results in a 1st down. These are his numbers from last week's contest. 6 catches, 68 yards.
And I get the feeling that he loves this matchup. I mean, the unit he's going against is in the bottom half of the league against the pass. He had to have circled this one on the schedule and said to himself, this should be a big game.
Now 2nd and 9.
One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry.
And some good acceleration there as he's across midfield to the 48-yard line. And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up. While they come out and take a look at him, we will step aside for just a moment.
Griffin. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And he's got this down to the 35.
And we got a pause following the play because it appears a member of the Bengals in some discomfort. Well, hopefully, obviously nothing serious here. Medical staff, though, going to take a peek, and we'll take a break.
Now Griffin. Eluding the pressure right. And he'll be out of bounds, able to get it down to the 25 there. He'll wind up getting 9 after tucking it and running, so it'll leave him with 2nd and a yard. From the shotgun, Griffin. And he's going to go down. They sack him back right around the 30. Call it a loss of 5, a big sack to bring up 3rd down.
They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks.
Griffin. And he's going to get the 1st down as they bring him down at the 23. Give him 7 on the tuck and run, and it'll get him a new set of downs. They'll run on 1st down. Manning. He is taken down at the 21 after a short gain of 2.
Oh, that's a real nice job there by the defensive front. They just engaged and held their ground. But how about the guy who made the play? We often talk about whether they take a good first step or not. Many times you just don't take any step. Just get your feet moving, get your body going, and then once he made the read, he was able to make the play.
Only a gain of a couple there. That leaves them needing about 7 here on third down. After one, a 1-point game, 7-6. Second quarter now from Baltimore. It's the Ravens in possession. The Ravens on third down. A perfect 3 for 3 as they look to keep that streak going. This is 3rd and 7. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And the Ravens are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
I don't care how many times we see it. I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass tree in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices, we see that after practices as well. They really tune it up, don't they?
They tune it up. They know why they do it for these situations. 1st down.
And they build that trust, and that's why they're able to find him in this type of a situation.
They'll get only 2 there, and it's 2nd and goal.
They gave up the completion there, but this is what zone defenses count on. Catching the ball and not much run after the catch.
Off the play fake. Here's Griffin. And he works his way past the line of scrimmage and then slides to a halt. It's just a gain of a couple there on the scramble, and now it's 3rd down. Now Griffin. Flush to his right. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Ravens touchdown. Taking it in from 4 yards out. And the Ravens are able to widen their advantage. They were looking to pass the ball there, but they forgot to account for the man with the football.
Yeah, I can hear people right now saying, well, why don't you have a spy in your defense, someone who will dance with him and go where he goes? Well, oftentimes if you utilize a spy, you've taken away someone in coverage as well. And oftentimes, the spy, not as athletic as the guy he's trying to keep up with, so he gets defeated anyway.
And he turns 3rd and goal into a touchdown. Uh-oh, flag comes out here. This is going to be roughing the kicker.
When you're going back there on the kick block, you've got to go to the right point. That didn't happen. Ran into the kicker. The penalty flag had to come out.
After the roughing penalty on the PAT, they'll kick off from 15 yards further upfield. And we will not have a return. They'll bring this to the 30. The Bengals offense and their quarterback ready to go once more. And he's had things all his way in this first half. The numbers sensational as he'll look to add to them with another drive here. The slot man in motion right. Throwing to start the drive. Givens. And he's got his man on the out route. And he's out of bounds, able to take this one up to the 35. Ball on the 35. Here comes 2nd and 5. Looking to throw. Givens. Oh, trying to get that to Adams, but that's intercepted. Powers through. And he's able to take this one back to the 36-yard line.
And that's a great example of ball skills right there, partner. You and I do a lot of games, and I can't tell you how many guys look to run with the football before they've intercepted it. So that's a nice job of focusing on the task at hand and coming away with the interception.
So here are the Ravens to take over on offense. They've won 2 straight, and they lead this one as well as they come up on 1st and 10. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
Sometimes you just sit back and marvel at what he can do defensively. Speed, strength, quickness, he's the whole package. And that package just wrapped up the runner for a loss.
And he gets it down to the 32.
But you got to give kudos to your offensive line and the guy carrying the ball because they were in a second and long situation. It seemed pretty dire, but they brought it back to third and manageable with that run.
From the gun on third down, Griffin. Flushed out right. And he gets the first down here as he's taken down at the 24. It's a gain of 8, and it'll wind up moving the chains. Here's Griffin to throw. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he takes it down to the 10-yard line. That one a 14-yard play, and it keeps this drive moving.
Good strong throw and catch right there. And so far in this game, the alleys have been open for them to get completions, and they're taking advantage of it.
So not quite a first and goal. It's first and 10 from the 10.
Here's Griffin. And he's got it. Got his man on the end route. Complete. It'll go down as a gain of 6, and that'll bring up second down.
At the 5-yard line.
Now they'll throw here out of the gun. In trouble, and he'll go down back at the 12. It'll go in the books as a 7-yard loss on the sack, and it's third down.
We're backed up here. Tough spot, needing 11 yards to pick up the first.
On third down, he'll drop to throw. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And they'll go backwards here, losing yardage to the 14. Calling a loss of 2 there on the play. And that'll bring up fourth down. And this one is right through. And that will extend their lead here to 17-6.
So, Charles, they get to them with their first turnover of the game and then make it hurt a little bit extra with a field goal.
And anytime you give the ball up, what's the first thing a coach tells his defense? Don't let them score off of this. You've got to put out the fire. In fact, in 2021, that's what one NFL coach termed his defense, the firemen. Go out there, guys, and don't let them put some points on the board.
So now the Bengal offensive unit back out onto the field.
Now they're about to come up on drive number 4, but so far just 2 field goals on drives 1 through 3.
Wondering if the head coach has talked with his offense coordinator and said, look, let's go ahead and press this a little bit. I'm giving you 4 downs on just about every occasion to try and get this offense kick-started and have it culminate in touchdowns. You know, maybe something to press it a little bit. This might be the case.
Here's a quick throw caught out wide. Give him a gain of 5 on the completion. And that's going to make it third down and less than a yard. Back to throw.
Gibbons, he's got his target. That's complete. And he is going to have a Bengals first down as that'll be a pickup of about 5 as they convert on 3rd and inches.
Got to say, I was a little surprised to see him, Charles, come out in the shotgun on 3rd and less than a yard.
Yeah, but the way the NFL is nowadays, we hardly ever see anyone really run for it on short yardage. So they're going to throw the football more times than not. That was a nice, easy rhythm throw right there, and they pick up the first down. As defensive coordinators around the league tell me all the time, that throw is not for every quarterback because you've really got to drive the ball downfield. It's going to be a tight window for him to fit that one into. In this case, unsuccessful.
And this one is going to be off the mark, too far out in front.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10. Looking to throw. Gibbons.
He had a man open, but he missed him, and it's incomplete.
1 first down here, and that's all, folks. Good work by this defense to hold things in check and force a punting situation.
Now on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. And this one hits at the 1, continues on into the end zone for a touchback.
Well, their home team's offense and their wideout getting set to go once more. And seemingly every time they've looked his way in this first half, it has resulted in a big play, as borne out by the numbers.
The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
Incomplete, but a penalty flag is down in the backfield. Let's get the call. Now they face a 2nd and long following the holding penalty. And they'll send the tight end in motion. Back to throw. Griffin. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. Give him 9 on the play, and that'll bring up a 3rd and 11 situation.
Makes it 3rd and 11.
Two minutes remaining in this first half of football. What do they have for this? 3rd and 11. A handoff as they run the counter play. And he's going to lose yardage here. Back to his own 18. Now the Bengals going to use the first of their timeouts. So as they talk it over, we step aside. The Ravens send their punter out now. Standing right on his own 5-yard line. And he was called on 3 times in the win last week as his first one here's away. It'll be a 44-yard punt, 6 on the return. And the Bengals will take over here 1st and 10. Now the Cincinnati offense ready to see what they can do here. Defense got the better of them last series, forcing a punt. See if they make a few changes in the game plan here and try to get points out of this drive. 1st and 10. Throwing to start the drive. Gibbons. Oh, this one incomplete. The pressure got to him as he released it. And it's 2nd down. Looking to throw. Gibbons. He hits his target, the tight end Adams. And able to break 1 tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. Oh, he had him. He was open, but he couldn't get it to him. It's incomplete.
He's smart enough to avoid the taunting rule, but I'll guarantee he quietly has told them, you might want to stop coming after me downfield because I just broke up another pass and took away a big shot that you were trying to succeed with.
And a little too much mustard on that one. It hits a couple yards into the end zone. A missed opportunity there maybe to pin him back. Now the Baltimore offense heading back out onto the field. Still more than a minute to go, so there is time if they want to mount something here.
Not only time, but they have 3 timeouts at their disposal as well, so that changes everything that you're doing here. Without those timeouts, you can only work the sidelines, hoping to get out of bounds. Here, the middle of the field's still available because you can call timeout and regroup.
From the gun, it's Griffin. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a tick under a minute to go before half. From the gun on 3rd down, Griffin. And he'll be taken down, but he does have 1st down yardage. That one goes for 8 yards. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Back to throw. Griffin. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
You've always been very good about checking my math. Am I correct? That's the first time that it's been incomplete when they've thrown it to him?
Yes, he had caught every other ball coming his way.
So they feel like they've got something really good going there, and they're going to continue to go there until the defense makes an adjustment and takes it away.
Well, they finally made an adjustment there. We'll see if they can build on that stop.
No coverage bust by the defense here. They did a nice job accounting for everybody, and that led to an incompletion.
And 10 yards to go.
From the gun on 3rd down, Griffin. That is caught by Johnson. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. The Ravens going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. So now then, the big play has them all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. Looking to throw. Griffin. Now look out. Griffin hit, and he lost lost the football. It's loose.
And this ball recovered by the offense, but remember, they cannot advance it here in the final 2 minutes of the half. So this will be blown dead, and it'll come back to the spot of the fumble.
A lot of bad news on that play for them, wasn't there? Lost the football, lost a lot of yardage, but I think the good news outweighs it. Able to retain possession. That was big for them.
And he will find his man on the outside.
Oh, he's brought down. And remember here, no timeouts left. They got to get to the line quick.
So we have reached halftime here in an 11-point contest. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman, ready with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, bye weeks, they're over. We've once again got a full slate of games to get to as we take you around the NFL here in Week 12. We'll get started up at Cleveland Browns Stadium in Cleveland. And it's the Browns who have the lead in the second quarter. The Browns seem to be on their way to what would be a good victory. Next, we head off to check out another game. And you can see, currently they trail in that ball game. Chris Carter throwing the football well. He has 3 touchdown passes. Finally, let's get down to the Bayou. Check in on the Saints at home at the Caesars Superdome. And you can see there, it's the visiting Colts who have the lead in that one. The Colts locked in a tight one, but this is a game you feel they've got to have. This has certainly been a fun one to watch so far. We knew this was going to be a battle, but we have not been disappointed. This is the kind of game that could wind up hinging on which side can play mistake-free football the rest of the way.
Fighting through at the 25.
And it's a pretty good return here, so get this up to the 29. The Ravens offense and their quarterback headed out for this next possession. And he's been a nightmare to scheme against throughout this one. This defense has been totally taken apart, and that is borne out in his numbers. He's been terrific all game long.
They'll start on the ground here on first down.
To about the 33-yard line.
He continues to struggle to find a crease to break off a big one and might need to just put that aside and just try and ram his way forward and get what he can.
Operating from the gun, Griffin. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. Big yardage there on the scramble. It gets him a first down.
At least this time he's getting hit after a positive play for his offense. The pressure was coming through yet again, but he certainly didn't stick around for the sack on this occasion. Found an escape route and ended up getting the first down before taking the hit.
So they'll come up in Bengals territory now with a 1st and 10 at the 43. Play action. It's Griffin. He'll take a shot for the end zone. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
I like the thought process there. They connected on a big play, and sometimes you find the defense vulnerable. So they went for the bigger shot, went for it all on that one. This time, they were ready for it.
In motion, the tight end. To throw once more on 2nd and 10. Griffin. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3. They go play action with Griffin. On the move to his left. And he's going to lose a yard or two. Taken down behind the line.
And now after that sack, we'll pause here a moment because someone was shaken up on that play. Now, the medical staff is going to come out here and take a look, and we will take a short break.
The Ravens send their punter out now as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. And this will hit just beyond the goal line as it's into the end zone for a touchback. So here are the Bengals now as they get their first possession of this second half.
And, Charles, they're certainly still right in this game, but they need that offense to wake up and in a hurry.
Yeah, I like the way you put it. They certainly did seem to sleepwalk a bit in the first half. Now that their defense has done its job, it's their turn now to go out and try and get some points.
From the 26, they'll line up on 2nd and 4. They'll bring a receiver in motion left. 2nd and 4. This ball tipped, and it's going to be incomplete. Fortunate maybe to get that back. It's 3rd down. In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down. From the gun on 3rd down, Gibbons. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. 7 yards there, good enough to move the sticks. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Again, he'll drop to throw. Firing quickly, but it's incomplete.
You get the sense that they're saying we're not playing up to what we're capable of, and we're deep enough into the game that the early jitters are long gone, that they should now have some sense of continuity and be able to make some of these plays that they have not been doing so far.
5 yards, now it's 3rd and 5.
What terrifies defenses when they see slant routes thrown is that the receiver is on the move, and oftentimes he catches it and gets upfield. Does a really nice job rallying to him and stopping him for a minimal gain.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And he's going to be a yard short. Needed 4, but got 3.
So much about offense is what you call hidden yardage. You know, you throw the ball to someone, they catch it, and then they can make a big play. You know, they create a play, run after catch. They did a really nice job there of limiting that and keeping him from a first down.
Yeah, stopped him in his tracks. And that hits at the 6 and carries into the end zone for a touchback. And Baltimore's offense set for this next possession. This crew had to punt last time they had the ball, but when you've got a lead like this, you content to play the field position game?
You are to an extent, especially if you like your defense, because you have the lead, you've been controlling the game. But why put them in a tougher spot? You want to get out there and get something done on offense and maybe take command of this game yourself.
From the 24 now, here's the 2nd down and 6. And they'll send the tight end in motion here. And here comes throw number 1 for the backup QB. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
First and 10 at the 33-yard line.
Back to throw. Childress. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. The catch and run, good for 18 and a first down.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing, because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the 3rd quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try and put the hammer down and finish this one off.
Now a play fake here on first down. He'll get 8 on the scramble there. It'll be 2nd and a couple.
I do think it's fair to say that they were caught off guard a little bit when he decided not to throw it on first down. But give them credit. They recovered in time to deny him the first down yardage. But it's only 2nd and short. So that run is still likely to lead to a new set of downs.
Oh, this is going to be caught along the sidelines. Probably shouldn't have been caught. He's going to lose yardage there. Now a pause, and there's an injured Raven in need of some assistance. The medical staff will attend to him, and we will step aside. They'll send a receiver here in motion right. From the gun, he'll hand this off. And he got blown up. Losing yardage on the play back at the 44. That'll bring up 4th. They had the 8-yard gain on first down, but unable to do much from there.
I wonder if they just kind of outguessed themselves a little bit trying to run it on 3rd down. Probably should have gone to the air to try and pick it up. Instead, the punting unit will have to run on the field.
The Ravens send their punter out now as he's on here to punt it away. And did he put that on a dime? He did. Wow. Out of bounds at the 1-yard line. The Bengals offense getting set and ready to go again here. And, Charles, they're certainly still right in this game, but they need that offense to wake up and in a hurry.
Yeah, I like the way you put it. They certainly did seem to sleepwalk a bit in the first half. Now that their defense has done its job, it's their turn now to go out and try and get some points.
And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And they'll be left with a second and about a foot. Looking to throw. Givens over the middle, complete. That's Pearson. And he'll be about a full yard shy of the 20 at the 19-yard line. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. Jones now in motion left. Back to throw now on first down. And that's complete to Adams. And he'll be taken down at the 20 after a gain of just 1.
It's vitally important to wrap him up immediately, because if you let that big guy get ahead of steam up, boy, then you've got real trouble trying to get him down.
But they're able to hold him to a short gain on first down.
Just what they need, a lecture from me, but subpar offense is what helped get them into this spot. And now they're continuing the trend with incompletions. That won't get them out of it if they don't change something soon.
Back to throw again.
That is caught, and he is going to have a Bengals first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
And that's the kind of play this offense needs to maybe kick them into gear a little bit. They've been stuck in neutral much of the game. Perhaps that can give them a little bit of confidence that big plays are out there.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. They'll look to throw again. He's going to loft it deep right sideline. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
Zone coverage there, and they were playing deep. That makes it obviously a little bit harder to run by guys. And that time, there was not much of a window to get the ball in there, and it winds up incomplete.
Up the middle they go. Pearson. And they will only muster a yard here to the 38.
That play reminded me a lot of a former teammate of mine. We used to call him the trash man. His ability to sift through traffic and make plays was uncanny.
And that's exactly what you want from your Mike linebacker. From the gun on third down. Givens. And he's going to come up a few yards short. Brought down at the 45. They'll wind up getting 7 on the play. And that's going to make it 4th down. The Bengals bring out their punter now. He's been one of their few bright spots so far.
The Ravens offense back out there. Obviously not the intended goal last drive. They had to punt the football, but still they've got the lead here, and now a chance to add on to that lead if they can get points on this drive. 1st and 10 upcoming.
They'll start this drive out on the ground. Trying to run inside, but nothing there. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down.
Those are the plays this defense needs with the deficit they're facing.
It certainly is, and they've got to continue to swarm the football and hope that someone, while they're holding up the ball carrier, can get in there and rake it and lock it free. They need to get some takeaways as well.
And his throw is incomplete.
And now offensively it's 3rd and 10, and I'm just thinking to myself, actors always say, what's my motivation before a big scene? Right now the play caller's thinking, what have I done before that's worked well that I can go to right now?
Yeah, because they were pretty successful in the first half scoring points. Haven't done anything so far here in the second half.
They chalk that one up as a gain of 34 on 3rd down.
1st and 10 at the 46-yard line.
And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the 3rd quarter has come to a close. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. Back now in Baltimore. It's the Ravens in control of the football. They've also got the lead as we get set for the 4th. They'll look to throw here on 1st down. Looking middle, and that's complete. And he gets it inside the 35 and just shy of the 30. Another first down as they call his number again. He's got 15 yards here.
Well, that should be a reminder defensively, and I think it's a reminder to myself because you just can't sell out to stop the run. There's still enough time that this offense can move the football through the air, even on first and second downs, and they obviously picked the right spot to throw the ball there.
On first down, it's Manning, and he's going to get this one down to the 30. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Brings up 2nd and 9.
Back to throw. Childress. Wide open receiver complete. And he's got another first down as the tackle's going to be made at the Bengals' 13-yard line. The Ravens get a new set of downs, give them 17 on that pickup. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. From the gun, they'll try to run it. And he's going to get about 4 down inside the 10 to the 9.
Some of the most unselfish players on any football team, defensive tackles, because we ask them to just eat up blocks and allow other people to make tackles. But when he can make a play himself, as we just saw there, that's a big day.
And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. That's going to go down as a loss of 5, and it brings up 3rd down.
The short field shrinks even more with the type of bodies they brought in on that play. Those extra tight ends, they weren't able to secure their blocks, and that one ended up going backwards.
From the gun on 3rd down, Childress got his man complete over the middle. That's Johnson. And they'll rally and stop him short of the first down at about the 6.
Now a pause, and there's an injured Raven in need of some assistance. Well, now they're going to come out and take a look at this injury, and we'll be back in a moment.
Here we go on 4th down. And not only did he not get in the end zone, he didn't get the first down either. They'll get neither the touchdown nor the first down. And that will force a turnover on downs. And I am not sure, partner, there what the mindset was to go for it. I don't know.
And some teams just feel that possession is the key to everything. They just want to have the football in their hands. No matter how it goes to the other team, they just don't trust doing that. So they say, listen, go for it and try and finish it ourselves.
They'll start on the ground here on 1st down.
And a nice job to break free of one tackle, but it slowed his momentum somewhat, and he's taken down right after. 2nd and 5.
Looking to throw. Gibbons over the middle, complete. It's Pearson. And they'll get him down right at around the 11-yard line. The offense on 3rd down, they're right at about the league average, 40%, 4 for 10. This time they face a 3rd and 2.
Pass taken in by his big tight end.
And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. Well, we looked at each other right when he flinched. We knew that that flag was coming.
Yeah, offsides, easy call, mark off the 5, and keep it moving.
Maybe a critical mistake at this juncture is now they've got a 1st and 10. Operating from the gun, Gibbons. He's got a man complete.
Now he's loose down the left sideline.
And all the way in for a Cincinnati score. A big play there. 84 yards.
And the Bengals have made it a one-score game again here in the 4th.
No, we're not cheering. No, we're not rooting, but I am excited about this, and I know you are too. We got a ball game again after that big-time strike.
Big-time strike, and you are right. Don't go anywhere yet. This thing's not done. So a big play coming up for the Bengals as they'll indeed go for 2. They'll look to throw. And they don't get it. They tried for the two-point conversion there, but unsuccessful. So unable to throw it in for two from the two. Let me ask you, as a former DB, what changes there around the goal line on a two-point conversion as far as how you're defending it?
You just make sure you never back up and you never retreat. You establish yourself really on the line of scrimmage, put your heels on the goal line at worst, and if they're going to throw the ball, make them throw it over your head because they're going to run out of space because of the back of the end zone. Never let a guy catch one in front of you.
This offense making its way back out, led by their wide receiver. And he's looking to finish strong. He has been the star of the show, as they have just had absolutely no answers for him defensively.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. They've been asleep for a little while on this side of the football, Charles, and the score is just a one-score game now. Haven't had any points this half. What gives?
Let's go old school here. All right, let's get back to the basics. Get back to running the football, high percentage throws. Find the guys that eat pressure and make plays for you and make sure they touch it.
And only able to get two here. Stopped at the 30.
4 receivers split out here. It's 3rd and 8.
Back to throw. Childress.
The throw here right sideline falls incomplete.
Critical play in this football game because if they pick up the first there, that clock keeps rolling.
Has to be a little frustrating for them because they know that if they pick up a first down there and continue to eat away at the clock, really increases their chances of closing this one out. Now they're likely going to have to give the football up and sweat it out on the sideline.
The 41-yard punt, 9 on the return.
And the Bengals take over 1st and 10. The visitors' offense and their big play wideout getting ready to get back to work. And he's had some kind of game. They made it a point to get him involved early, and it has paid giant rewards to this stage of the game.
And that'll be incomplete. We do have a penalty flag down, however. Let's see what that's about. So following the hold, they're in a bit of a hole here with a 1st and 20. Looking to throw. Gibbons. He finds his man. Complete. It's Pearson. So the completion good for just 3. And it'll be 2nd down. Back to throw. Gibbons. This complete to Jones. A gain of 3 last play. This time they double it and pick up 6. Possibly a turning point. Big play coming. This is 3rd and long. Looking to throw. Gibbons. He finds his man. Complete. That's Pearson. And he can only manage to take the football to the 40, and that is well shy of the first down marker. The Bengals bring out their punter now. He's been terrific so far. So possession goes over here on the punt. And the Ravens will get it. 1st and 10 from deep in their own territory. Now the Baltimore offense heading back out onto the field.
Their defense got the stop, forced the punt, and now you really start to monitor the clock as they nurse this slim lead. Oh, and that is incomplete.
Even with a dime look on defense, 2 extra defensive backs on the field and covered up essentially every blade of grass. That allowed them to disrupt the play.
And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. And he's got his favorite target yet again. It's complete. As big of a play as we've had in this one so far. This is 3rd and 3. 4th quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a 1-score game. Now, this is a big 3rd down, and you'd have to think we'd see a timeout right away if they can't stop him here. Back to throw. Childress.
Batted by the linebacker, but still adjusts and makes the catch.
So fresh out of the 2-minute warning, and here's another timeout taken with 1:55 remaining.
And
Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10.
And they'll try to run the option here.
He'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31. The Bengals going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. So they come up on 2nd down. If they can get another run like we just saw, would likely put an end to this thing. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And he's going to have to protect the football and take his lumps here at this stage of the game as they stop him behind the line.
They'll come up facing 3rd and 5.
Operating from the gun, Childress. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. Now the Bengals going to signal for their 3rd and final timeout. And they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the 1st down. And they will take a knee here. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And he's got room. And they will finally get to him down at the Bengals 28. A big gain there, and that should certainly be enough to put this one in the win column.
This defense needs a big play in the worst way because so far, they're not putting up much of a fight. If they don't get a stop here soon, this game could be over for them.
The Ravens taking a knee with victory seemingly in hand here.
Listen, anytime you take a knee to end a game, that means you've won it. So it doesn't matter whether it's home or on the road, but there's something a little extra special about doing it in front of your home crowd, isn't there?
And the home crowd applauding. They're happy with what they've seen. Chalk this one up in the left-hand column for a win.
Yeah, that's right. Head to the locker room, throw the wristbands in the crowd for the kids, your gloves, your towels. Get to share it with the home team.
So the final seconds tick away in this Baltimore victory. And it was a bit of a strange game. They were held scoreless through the entire second half, but their first half output, that's enough to carry them to victory.
And that's an odd game to watch, isn't it? Because when we saw the output in the first half, you think to yourself, okay, they've got something working here. They know what they're doing. They'll continue that along. But instead, it's goose eggs in the second half. Fortunately, enough of a cushion and enough defense to carry them home.
So for the Ravens, the win gets them back to 500 at 6-6 on the year. And they will